Well, Fitz would never put an injured player up here, so what should that tell us?
I don't know. What did he say about that one?
He gave us absolutely nothing.
That's good enough for me.
How are you handling it with the million questions you're getting, and when you find out, who will you tell? Like, how tight is your circle?
Yeah, I think handling it well. Just doing what's best for our team, and that's been my goal the past 4 years here. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. But obviously my family and our team.
Will all the players know, do you think?
That's a good question for the head coach.
You can stay coach.
Clayton, I know we don't know if you're going to play on Thursday or not, but coming in on the other side of your rehab, what have you learned from the process?
Yeah, I've learned a lot. One, it's forced me to really trust in the Lord through everything. Because, I, looking back right after it happened, I didn't know if I'd ever play again. There's a lot going through my mind. So I think that's first and foremost. That's what it taught me to do. Was brought me closer with all these guys. Teammates have been there every step of the process, and they've been awesome through this whole thing.
Are your mechanics any different? Are you perhaps throwing it better? Some people think you are.
I feel like I am throwing better. I think just going through the off season, especially with getting hurt and kind of having to not relearn, but restart in that sense, in the mechanics sense. I think that's helped a lot actually, and really has helped me refine that. So I'm feeling a lot better throwing the ball right now. Feeling really confident in it. I think just everything, just overall, just across the board, getting every throw just more accurate, feeling better, throwing off balance and things like that.
Tommy, how has Clayton looked to you, and how do you evaluate the offensive line compared to where you guys were going into last season?
Yeah, I mean, first with Clayton, I think in the offseason it was inspiring to see the tenacity with which he attacked his rehab and the way that he's come back like this. He had an unbelievable attitude. He was always in there getting work, and now to see him in practice, it's encouraging, and he's a great leader of our team. The offensive line, we're feeling really good. I think I'm seeing more and more the value of experience and just the way that we're able to communicate with each other, execute our fundamentals, and we just can't wait to have an opportunity to go showcase that Thursday.
Clayton, after having football taken away and not being sure if you could play again, has it changed your approach to the game, your appreciation for the game, how you go about your business?
Yeah, it definitely has, I think. And I always tried to enjoy it, but even more so, like you said, once it's taken away, you realize how much you really love the game. And I thought I didn't really need to realize that. I love football so much, but I've realized how much it gives you and how much you can get from the game of football and the teammates. And so I've definitely had a newfound love for the game, and I didn't think I needed that.
And Tommy, back on Media Day, Flynn was talking about the offense wanting to become more one, and that he spent more time with you rather than just with quarterbacks and running backs. What brought that change about, and what kind of practical effect has it had on the offense?
Yeah, I think it's easy to just focus on your position group because, I mean, it really is important to build cohesion and to build camaraderie within your position group. But I think our team's learning and has learned during training camp to take that next step of what does it look like for our entire offense to come together, because the offensive line, we're not working in a vacuum. We're blocking with the running backs, with the super backs. We're getting calls from the quarterbacks, and we're going to go around receivers when we're in space. So we're seeing how important it is that we play together. And training camp was a really cool time for us to come together just as a brotherhood, fellowship up in Kenosha and the dorms there. And I'm excited to see how that added chemistry translates on game day, because it's been cool to see what it's done just in practice during training camp.
Yeah, I think we're definitely tighter, like you said, as a whole unit. We've really, I think, come together, like what Tommy said, especially in Kenosha. That was huge for us, just as an whole offense. So it's cool to see, and we got to keep doing that going forward.
And Clayton, back on media day, Coach said that you were in practice from day one, but you were on a pitch count back then. You know, they're kind of limiting your reps. How has that evolved, and how has your participation gone during the months?
Yeah, just from the beginning, just because I hadn't practiced in the spring, they wanted to make sure they brought me back into practice the right way. But I've been practicing full for the past few weeks, so doing everything, feeling really good. It's nice to be back out there doing everything with my teammates again.
Two questions. First one for Clayton. Clayton, I know that Trevor Siemian went through a similar injury just prior to his first year with the Broncos, and I know that you two have had a relationship. Was there any texting or conversation that went on during the course of your rehab over this last offseason?
Yeah, there was. He was one of the first guys I talked to, actually. He told me to drink whole milk because that helps a lot. So I did that. But yeah, he was really encouraging and just like, hey, you're going to come back from this. It doesn't, as quarterbacks, it obviously is a little setback, but there's nothing that won't stop you from coming back just as strong or stronger.
And Tommy, for you, I know you've been banging heads with the defensive line for the last 28 days. Give us an evaluation of that front four and the depth of the front four as well.
Yeah, they're a great unit. Having a decent amount of Big Ten experience, Jordan Thompson is easily one of the best players I've ever gone up against. And so for J.B. Butler, Jared Thomas, and I to be going against him every day has just made us better football players. But at the same time, Alex Miller and Sam Duke Miller are great. They've got a lot of speed and power. And also, it's fun when those two brothers are running a twist together, and if one of them messes up, the way brothers can go at it, but they work really well together. And then Joe Gaziano is, again, one of the best Big Ten defensive linemen. So it's made us so much better to be able to go against them. And there's a lot of young guys that are stepping up. So the strength of that unit has made our team better because it's going to give us a lot of strength up front on defense, but also make our offense a lot better. So it's been cool to watch.
I know Purdue lost a lot of players in its front seven. What stands out about its defense? What have you guys seen?
Yeah, I think they're well coached. First of all, I think they got a lot of good players. Their two safeties coming back, and Marcus and some D linemen. So they bring some of their good players back, and so we got to be ready to go. And I think they're going to come ready to play, and they know what happened last year and how we beat them, and the year before as well. So a lot of those guys have been playing, but we got to come ready to go, and they got some good talent coming back.
Yeah, I'd say up front they're strong, they play hard, they're a real Big Ten defensive line. So we're excited for the challenge.
You guys have won 8 straight games, yet you're underdogs. Week 1, you're unranked. You using that?
I think one of the things about our team is that we're very focused on what we can do and what we can accomplish through our work. And when that's our focus, we're less concerned about what's outside of us, but we also have a lot of pride in our unit. And but I think more important than hoping for respect before the game is just wanting our actions to speak for themselves. So I think we're confident that if we continue to prepare and leave everything we have out on the field, then that'll speak for itself.
I think just adding to that, we won 8 straight games last year, but this is a different team, and so we got to go prove ourselves. And we don't always get the preseason recognition that maybe we deserve, but we haven't played as a team yet either. That's why preseason rankings are just a bunch of trash. So we'll see.
Clayton, will this be a little strange for you? You've never played a game without Justin.
It'll be different not having him back there with me during a game, but I've practiced so much with Lark and Isaiah and John and Jesse and all those guys that I've gotten used to it now. But I'm sure I'll get a text from him before the game or afterwards, and so it will be different though.
Tommy, you've been around this program a long time now. how have you seen just kind of with the facilities and everything else, the energy maybe pick up a little bit and the excitement around this offseason?
I mean, I think you said it well. There's an energy and an excitement with what our program has done, but more importantly, what we believe we can accomplish moving forward. We're just incredibly fortunate to have had the different people invest in us who have our administration with Morton Shapiro, Dr. Phillips, believing in us, and then the Wilson family, Slotnicks, the Ryans. We could go on about the generous people who have invested in our program. So, you know, it's touching that they care so much about that, and I think we use that as added fuel, that we want to go make the most of this opportunity that we've been given.
I'm sure you were told many times throughout recruiting and when you were an underclassman here what this place will look like someday. How is the perception or reality kind of matched up now that it's here?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm glad to get a year in it as a fifth year because, I mean, the administration did everything they could to get it up, but at the same time, we're building right on the lake, so there's a lot of different things that can make that take a while. So I'm happy to be able to experience this for a year, and I think, you know, I always saw this beautiful artist rendering of a glass cruise ship right on the lake, and it's not really real. It's kind of like a concept until you walk into the locker room, until you're in the players' lounge with a view of the lake, and so it's bigger and better than I ever would have expected. It's pretty cool.
In that same vein, is there a sense, at least amongst the players, it's put up or shut up time now, like we need to actually prove we deserve this and we're going to use this to become an even better program than we already are starting this Thursday?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that. Just to whom much is given, much is expected. But yeah, like I was saying before, believing that people have invested in us and we're going to go give everything that we have. And I think there's a blue-collar mentality that our program has always had that probably starts with Coach Fitz, and that was at the old facility. That's carried into the new facility, so that hasn't changed. But I guess you could call this added motivation. But more than just motivation, it equips us to be the best that we can be as football players with the resources we have nutritionally, athletic training room, equipment, these meeting spaces. It gives us the tools that we need to be the best that we can be on game day.
And as far as determining playing time and things of that nature, I mean, is there anything else for you physically other than just taking a hit on a game day that you need to do in terms of?
No, yeah, done everything physically. I mean, kind of done everything, and you know, getting contact as well. And I running over to Tommy in the middle of plays, and Tommy, come hit me, and so we're hitting each other. So it's fun.
Not hitting him too hard.
Yeah, I mean, when he says that, it's like everything I know is to protect this guy. And now he's saying to like. So.
Just curious, who all's going to be there in your camp watching the game Thursday night?
So it's a Thursday, so it's kind of odd. So some of my siblings can't be there, but my parents will be there, my wife, my oldest brother, and then my in-laws.
I don't think any of us were remotely surprised you got named captain. I guess it's pretty young. How did you react to it?
You know, it was a little surprise, but, you know, I expect, you know, the most out of myself, and I expect, you know, to be the leader of the defense and leader of this team, you know, one of the leaders of this team. So, I mean, it felt good, you know, knowing that my teammates trusted me, you know, knowing that they looked up to me and that, you know, they've got my back as much as I've got their back, you know. So, I mean, it felt good.
I love both your guys' thoughts on Purdue's offense. Obviously, two experienced quarterbacks, a lot of playmakers is what they say.
Yeah. First and foremost, very energetic team. We know they're going to come out and, you know, throw the ball and, you know, throw the ball deep. I think that's first and foremost. As a secondary, we're fully aware, of, you know, what they want to do. And, you know, just to have two well-polished quarterbacks, that speaks for a lot. I think, you know, me and Paddy and, you know, the other guys on the defense, we're fully aware that we got to come out and attack fast.
Yeah, just touching up on that, two really good quarterbacks who have, you know, a lot of experience and really good backfield, as well as a physical offensive line and skill on the outside too. So, you know, it's going to be a good game. You know, they're a great squad. So.
Paddy, you have a new position coach, Tim McGargle, who happened to be coached by Coach Fitz. Now you're playing for Tim. So is he as crazy as Coach Fitz was, or just a level below? Or
he's probably like a couple notches above Fitz. Yeah, he's a very energetic guy, and he loves the game and has incredible passion. He's a little younger than Fitz, so he moves around a little better, and he's there coaching us up, after the play, and he's running out there when we're trying to get lined up, coaching us up on the previous play. So to have him coach me and the other linebackers, especially with a young group, I mean, it's been a real blessing just to see him and the way he breaks it down and the way he's got his teaching points and stuff. I mean, it's very, very helpful for us.
He's had some experience both in the NFL and, of course, in college football. And now, has he brought some new experiences and some new concepts to this defense? Maybe based on the past, has anything changed a little bit or tweaked?
No, I mean not necessarily. Just he's staying in the within the confinements of Coach Hankwood's defensive system. He's staying in between those lines. As far as technique, it's been the same. It's just a matter of how he's teaching us, and especially the young guys, how he's breaking down the defense and whatnot. Technique-wise, it's been the same around here. And that's how Fitz wants it, so that's how he's going to teach it. So nothing's been tweaked with that aspect.
Montre, I think a lot of people look at it as, can your safeties hold up against this passing game? What do you think? What are they in store for?
Yeah, I think, coming into this game, I think we have, some great safeties coming in. They bring a different type of, skill set to the table. I think this camp and then going into these first, couple practices for the first game, I think they've done a great job, understanding the scheme, understanding the concept, what to look for, and just playing fast. So I have no worries going into this first game. I think guys are ready. Guys are prepared. Guys are ready to win.
Can you give me a little more specific about JR and Jared?
For sure. Yeah, I think Jared, he brings a lot of experience to the table. So he's kind of that brain back there. He's making sure that everyone's on point with cues, different personnel checks. JR, he brings a different skill set to the table. He's a guy who can fly around, make plays. I know you guys saw it last year. He had 2 outstanding picks against two well-rounded, two polished teams, and just those 2 anchors that we have in the secondary, I think we're going to be good.
Bryce Jackson obviously doing well as a young guy to get on that 2D.
For sure, yeah. He brings a lot to the table. He's very precise. When I first, just had the opportunity to meet with him or just talk one-on-one with him throughout practice or even, watching film, he's very precise and very just, I guess, focused on, what's important, which is making plays. So.
You've been in this program a long time. I'm sure you heard a lot about what this facility will look like someday.
Right.
I'm sure you saw pictures and stuff. How was that kind of conveyed to you when you were a recruit here, and how is perception and reality kind of matched up now? That's here?
Yeah, I think, when you first heard about, this new, temple on the lake, everyone was excited. But, now that it's here, it's an opportunity for us to get better, opportunity for us to, really use these resources as, opportunity for us to achieve whatever we want to achieve. So now that it's here, I think, there is no looking back. So, our goals are, set right now, and we're able to, keep moving. So I think that's the important thing right now.
Maybe the energy level just pick up this camp, classes aren't here and so forth, but just getting to work out in this weight room every day and things of that nature.
Yeah, I think it's a game changer. You can definitely tell a lot of guys are ready to come in and compete, whether it's, getting a PR every day or whether it's winning a rep. And I think that's important. I think you see a lot of energy from the younger guys, just wanting to be here, wanting to, embrace the suck, whether that's, running 60s or, doing any kind of conditioning. And I think that's, what you want to see from a young group. And I think, us as leaders, me and Paddy, Clayton, we've done, a pretty good job at, telling these guys that, nothing's given to you. And you just got to go out here and earn it. So, yeah.
Paddy, how do you still make a ton of tackles and not get in trouble with targeting? How do you look at that?
Just got to play smarter. You know, I'm not going to slow down or, you know, turn down the physicality. You know, that's the way this game's meant to be played. I just got to play smarter, you know, play within the rules. You know, hopefully I can do that. You know, we'll see as time goes on. But yeah, just playing a little smarter. Yeah.
So you've had now, what, 7-8 months to
yeah.
but maybe it's different.
I mean, you can't. For me, I mean, you can't really fix it unless you're practicing. You know, so I mean, you know, those spring ball reps and those fall camp reps. You know, just working on thudding more. You know, and just proper tackling form, as opposed to, you know, just kind of flying in there and just demolishing someone. You know, just gonna clean that up a little bit, but you know, it's hard to do. It's hard to replicate that, especially with you know, we don't have a lot of live periods in practice. You know, so it's just a lot of chud or thud, where you know you're not going live, you're not tackling people to the ground. So